What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay Mill with 10th Letter Media and StraightOfficial.com, where we celebrate hip hop, lifestyle, and culture. And we are welcoming you to season 2 of our Straight Official Sit Down series. We sit down with some of the industry's best and brightest, and we get to chop it up and get to know them on a personal level, man. Tonight, we got a very special guest on the call tonight. We have one of Fleet DJ's finest. We have DJ Willybangz on the call tonight, man. We definitely appreciate the time and being able to sit down and chop it up with us for this call, man.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very, very glad to be here. I was looking forward to this. So time is now. Let's do it.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and let the time get to it, man. I'm gonna turn it over to my sister in crime, DJ Pink Diamond. It's gonna be hosting this call, man. Go ahead, love. Take care.
All right, welcome DJ Willybangz, representing the
Thank you.
state that good old state of NYC. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, 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 yes.
So
All
Willie
right.
Banks. Now, I don't know exactly how long we've known each other, but we've known each other through the Fleet DJs Coalition. Let's just say that part. And then you were once my program director. So Willybangz is a whole nother entity besides what I just mentioned. So what I want you to do is give us and anybody else that's looking and listening a brief synopsis of who DJ Willybangz really is.
Okay, so my name is DJ Willybangz. I hold the title of the crowd controller. I've been a DJ. I was 14 years old. Inspired through a couple of things that were told to me by my mom. She told me my father was a DJ at the early age of 12 years old. And that made me interested in the culture and the art of DJing. I also found out later that my Uncle Wolf was a DJ. He went by the name of DJ Wolf. You know, they were DJing out in the big parties out in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, right across the street from Boys and Girls High School. Um, they used to have the Sound Clash out there. All the radio stations used to come out. WBLS was very popular at the time. We used to come out to these park parties. And, my father was one of the DJs. My uncle used to DJ there also. My uncle Ed, may he rest in peace, he got on the microphone and they passed him the mic and he would kick rhymes. So just growing up around this all my life since very, very young, I may have been 7 years old, 8 years old, just seeing it and being around the culture of it very, very young led me to want to be a DJ. I decided, that this is something that I may want to look into. Later on, I moved into a building on Green Avenue. Everybody in the building just so happens to be a DJ. First floor, rest in peace to my brother DJ Ninja One was a DJ. And then on the third floor, my brother DJ Bazaar GR was there. So after hearing what my mom's told me, and then moving into a building full of DJs, I'm saying to myself, is this something that I'm supposed to do? Is this a sign or something? So, I took it upon myself to get together some equipment to test my skills, and I ended up being very talented at what I do. I kept it going.
So let me ask you this then. You just in a very short manner, you gave us a brief synopsis. But what has really been your biggest inspiration, and who do you have, I shall say, a lot of respect for out here as in the DJ industry?
In the industry, I can name a few different types of DJs who are like role models for me. I could say people I look up to. DJ producer wise, I would have to say DJ Premier is one of the people who I kind of idolize, just his style, the way he scratches on the beat, his scratch choruses, just the techniques that he uses to contribute what he has contributed to the culture. So I have to go with DJ Premier in the producer DJ lane. If it came down to the radio DJ, I'm out here in New York City, of course. I like people like DJ Funk Master Flex. I like people like DJ Camilo. I like people like DJ Enough. I looked up to them on the radio. I watched how they do their thing, and I respect their style and just their all around branding of how they do what they do. In the mixtape game, DJ Clue, is somebody who I looked up to because of how he got a hold of all these exclusives when nobody had them. DJ Clue, he had them. So I was like, Clue is amazing. I always look for his tapes to hear the new what's going on. DJ Cool Kid, DJ K Slay, um, DJ Tony Touch, DJ PF Cutting, who were DJs that were close to my neighborhood. I knew Tony Touch personally. I knew PF Cutting on a personal level. And these dudes were out there doing things that I wanted to do. So I said, eventually I'm gonna get to it. And here I am.
Okay, you look, those are a lot of strong DJ names for sure. Definitely some good, I would say mentors to look up to, you know what I'm saying? Even if you met them or not met them. Um, because I was shell shocked when I met DJ Kid Capri at an all white party. But at that time, of course, I wasn't a DJ per se yet. So it's interesting to hear those names, and then even with the recent passing of DJ K Slay, he was definitely a big inspiration, you know, to
Definitely.
look up to. You know what I'm saying? So you, as a DJ, you brought your mom, your uncle, but how long um, have you DJ'd, straight, nonstop? How long have you been doing that?
So you mean at a party or just throughout my
No,
career?
in years throughout
Oh,
your
in
career.
years. So I started 94.
Okay.
So I'm looking at what 29 years now?
Dang, Willybangz, that's a long time.
Yeah, yeah.
A
I've been
very
involved
long
since I
time.
was a little kid. I was 14 when I got when I got into the culture, I was 14. I got my first pair of turntables when I was 16.
Okay. Okay.
So I got into it in 94. I started going hard and taking it very seriously in 96. So we
Okay.
do the math from 96 to now, and it's nearly 30 years, you could say near.
Okay. So as, as a DJ, are you able to share or any of your secret tricks with me? Like as a DJ?
Secret tricks.
Because I know, I'm quite sure you got some.
Yeah, but in what sense are we speaking of?
Like any kind of tricks that you do. Have you ever done like backward DJing,
Oh,
scratching, stuff
you're talking
like
about
that?
skill set.
Yes.
Oh yeah, skill set. I do all kind of things. From transforming to chops, cuts, scratches of all different kinds. They got the crab scratch. People are familiar with the scratching culture. That side of DJing, they're familiar with what is called the crab scratch. We have the flare excuse me, the flare. We have the chirp scratch. It's just so many. They have names, and I'm familiar with almost all of them. I've practiced almost all of them in my room for many, many hours throughout the day. I used to spend anywhere between 10 and 12 hours a day practicing on my craft. I wanted to learn different scratches. And so I practiced and practiced until I got them. But I could definitely show you a few tricks on the turntables, backspins, mouth,
Oh my God, that would be definitely
switching
interesting.
hands, all that type of stuff.
That's what's up. Now, as myself as a female DJ, and I have not been in it 29 years. I've been in it through the digital age of 9 years, going on 10 come next year. So, as a female DJ, I've seen more and more throughout the 9 years. Now, with you being a male DJ, how do you feel about the female DJs come up?
Oh, I'm definitely in support of the female DJs come up. I love to see female DJs doing this. This is not a male dominant thing. This is just open to whoever loves the culture, whoever wants to DJ. And the females out there, shout out to Coco Chanel. She was one of my favorite female DJs. You know, I forgot to mention that earlier with the DJ thing, but when it came down to female DJs, people who I kind of respected a lot in the female side of things was DJ Coco Chanel, DJ Jazzy Joyce. Shout out to them sisters. They was doing their thing out there. I want to see more ladies doing it. You got right now, what's her name? I forget her name with a K. Something Cuts. Diamond Cuts, I believe her name is.
Yeah,
DJ Diamond Cuts.
I follow her. I follow her.
Right. She
Yeah.
right now is impressive and doing what she do. I've reposted a few of her videos, shouted her out, and she's open to also reposting. She's reposted me, and we have like a little social media connection going, but much love and respect to her. She's one of the newer female DJs that's doing something that I am recognizing, and she's dope.
Right, that's good. Yeah, I follow her too. I'm like, cause one first day I saw, I was like, hold on, wait a minute, why she got my DJ name? Then I looked at it, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
she spelled it different. I'm like, you know me, I'm like looking, but yes, I really love the fact that how she is entertaining the world right about now, um,
Cheers.
for sure. So, let's talk about, or shall I say, I know that you're working on some projects. You are a mix tape, as we know, like those words back in the day, and they still call it that, but a mixtape DJ. Explain to people what a mixtape DJ does.
I'm glad you asked that, and I'm glad you giving me the chance. I'm glad. I'm glad you giving me the chance to elaborate on that because I'll be listening and seeing what DJs are doing, and I respect it, but I come from a different type of mixtape era. I came from the era where the mixtape was a dope intro where you put together a super fire intro and it lasted at least 2 minutes, the intro. It was in 30 seconds, and then you get into the tape or a minute. It was like a 2 minute intro of heat, and then you got into your tape. A lot of dope scratches, super sharp and on point, bringing back records. Sometimes you take your favorite part of the record, you spin that thing back, you start the record over, you give it a little echo, and it was definitely mic work involved. You had to do some type of mic work. You shouting out the record. If it's an exclusive, you letting people know it's an exclusive. Um, you got uncut music, raw music that you have not heard before. Exclusives meant exclusives, meaning that when it came out on your tape, that's the first time people heard that record. That was what an exclusive was. You know, um, Intro and closing definitely had some type of intro, whether you were talking on your way out or, whatever it was you were doing, but you closed the tape. It was more so like a mini movie, a mixtape back in the days when I was coming up. Now the mixtape game, I've noticed that it's changed a lot. You got certain people who still do the real mixtape thing. You know what I mean? Do it the real way. Do that mic work. Have that intro. Have them exclusives. You know what I mean? But for the most part, I'm seeing a lot now where people are doing tapes, no talking, straight through. They're playing a record till the record's nearly over, and they coming in. There's no blend. The record's starting at the very finish of the last record, and I find that disturbing coming from the times that I came up in DJing. That's disturbing to me to hear a mixtape and the record is going off. It sounds like I'm listening to an album. That's a little disturbing to me, But you know, shout out to all the DJs that's doing the mixtape thing. It is what it is. I'm gonna do the mixtape thing the way I do the mixtape thing. If you listen to Hip Hop Havoc, Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3 that's out right now, uh, you will see that I'm in tune with the true essence of the mixtape culture, to say the least.
How much work does well, let me rephrase this. How many hours do you have to put in to put this mixtape project together when you do a project? How many hours?
So I do my mixtapes in pieces
Mm-hmm.
because you can't do it all at once. I mean, you could take a whole day and really do a whole mixtape, but I tend not to burn myself out that way. So I have a process. I'll do my intro, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then I'll do what I call the body. It's almost like an essay to me. I'll do the intro, and then I'll work on the body, and then the conclusion. It's like putting together an essay. And then
Right.
once my intro is done, the body of the mixtape will be recording the material, all the songs. I
Right.
record all the songs, and then what I look at as a conclusion to finish off the mixtape would be adding my drops and implementing my mic work.
Gotcha.
So, I take all those things, paste them together. So I'll do a piece today, a piece tomorrow. If you had to combine the hours spent, even if I broke it up in days, I would say probably about, maybe I would say about 16 hours.
Damn, that's a long time.
About 16 hours if you broke it up into pieces, then the time it takes to record, and then the time it takes to get the mic work the way you want the mic work to be, the time it takes to put your drops and everything like that, the time it takes to make the intro. I'd say anywhere between 16-20 hours.
Mhm. So, did anybody teach you how to put this together? Or did you learn this on your own?
No, I'm completely self-taught. I mean, I've
Okay.
had people lead me in the right direction.
Okay.
Like shout out to my brother DJ Bazaar GR, who he just came home from doing a long stretch. That's his story, but I have the opportunity and blessing to help him now. But he's helped me a lot. He's directed me in the right path. He told me, you know, try doing it like this and not like that. He gave me these pointers, and I took those pointers and created my own original style. And then, that led me to becoming DJ Willybangz. But I'm mostly self-taught right now in this day and age in the digital world, because I
Mhm.
too, unfortunately, has spent some time away. And then when I returned back into my roots, everything was digital. Everything was MP3. Everything was computers and laptops. I didn't even know why there was a laptop above the turntables. I was watching somebody DJ from my window in the park behind me, Vero Park Towers, living in the Bronx, and I see a computer on top of two turntables, and I'm breaking my head. I'm like, what is that computer? And then I looked around his setup, and I didn't see no records. So I'm saying to myself, this guy's playing all this music with no records. How is this possible? He's not changing the vinyl. He's not doing nothing. I remember changing the vinyl. I was taking off the record, putting another record on the turntable, spinning that. I'm like, why is he not doing that? But I keep hearing all these different songs play. So you know what I did? I took a shower. I got dressed. I put on the nicest stuff that I had, and I went out to that backyard and I looked around and I'm looking for his records. I'm out there looking at this computer, and then I say, I can't take it no more. Tap him on the shoulder. Hey, buddy, I don't mean to disturb you, but how are you playing this music? Where are your records? He said, my record's on the computer. I said, how is this possible? He said, let me
Right.
show you. And then he showed me how you can load a record and you do it. And I was like, wow. And this is when Serato first came out, you
Mhm.
know? This is when it first happened. And everybody was starting to go digital. That's when I came home from doing whatever I had to take care of and seeing that. And then he broke it down. And when he broke it down, I found it amazing. And later I got into it and, learned a little. And then it led to what I know now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I was about to say I'm from that digital era for sure.
Right, right.
You
Yeah, no.
know, I've been around the vinyls. I've seen, we had a couple of little famous DJs in this DMV area, and I watched them grow on playing on the vinyls. You know what I'm saying? And then I happen to choose to do this, and I do the digitals. So I definitely know how you feel because I've seen it. I grew up in it. You know what I'm saying? From that point, and then you go from records, seeing them in the stores, no more records in the stores. Then everything is on the computer, everything. So
Yeah.
that's good you mentioned that, because going from what we are currently on now, which are social media platforms, how do you feel about the new technology era now that you are in with these mixtape projects?
So I definitely feel that the new technology in DJing is very helpful. It eliminates a lot of the excessive back-breaking hard work. There's no more carrying records. There's no more carry. I mean, I remember carrying calzone turntable cases down flights of stairs, and I lived on the third floor, so I would have to carry everything 3 flights down. My
Mm,
speakers, I had towers, MTX towers. Those speakers were so heavy. If you would grab one of those speakers, you would want to retire right there. You like, I'm not taking this 3 flights down. And I had to take two of them down, and then the crates of records. I used to go to a party with about anywhere between, depends on the length of the party, but 6 to 8 crates. So you got to carry each one of those. And those that come from that time frame know how heavy one milk crate full of records is. It is
yeah,
crazy.
I'm trying to tell you, I kind of helped some of my homeboys back in the day. They were like, Becky, because I wasn't Pink Diamond back then, can you go get those records? Because I was like a cocktail waitress. Help me out, blah, blah, blah. So I definitely feel you on that for sure.
Yeah.
It's
So
definitely it's definitely different.
yeah, and to finish answering your question, the digital era cancels that. I have in front of me right now. I don't know if you see this, but I know my camera's a little crazy, but what I'm holding up here is a 5 terabyte external hard drive, and I have more music in this little gadget than I've ever had in my entire life, and it's not even halfway full.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
No, I don't have that big of a I don't, my device is not that big in terabytes, but I definitely got terabyte, but good God, that's a lot.
yeah, but that's only one external. I got a 5, I got a 4, and a 3. So I just have them. And I have some for backups because the type of library that I've worked on, it took me about close to all the time that I'm working, that I've been working on everything that I'm doing. I've been working on my library, so I'd say 4 years to get my library to where it is right now. And so
Wow, that's definitely interesting.
yeah, I definitely refuse to say something happens or I drop that one and don't have a backup. So I have 3 backups.
It's
Yeah.
good, Willie. Definitely good. Cause I lost some music once before. So definitely good to have many backups because I didn't do that before. Um, so let me ask you, with these mixtape projects, um, you are now the Fleet DJs Coalition Mixtape DJ of the Year, right?
Yes.
So, tell me about that award, when you got that award, and how did it make you feel once you got that award?
Hmm. Well, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was out in Orlando, Florida at the 13th annual Fleet DJs Music Conference, and they were giving out awards. And I heard mixtape for mixtape DJ of the year. That's what I heard. That's when I paid attention right away for mixtape DJ of the year, and I knew I was nominated. So I'm like, um, you know, I, I mean, not that I don't expect to win, but it's almost like I don't believe it until I see it.
Right, right.
And so, and the war goes to DJ Willybangz. I said, oh, I start clapping. I got my wife right next to me. She's like, oh, she's clapping. I was standing next to my brother DJ Chill. He was excited for me. I walk down through the aisle. I get to where the award is, and Classic, shout out to Classic CEO. He hands me the award, and I'm just was like speechless at that very moment. because I work hard on these mixtape projects. I put a lot of time into these things, and to be acknowledged and to get my flowers for them, it made me feel super amazing. I can't even pinpoint the exact feeling. It was just an overwhelming uh it was just an overwhelming overflow of happiness because my work was acknowledged. So it made me feel great.
That's good. And you also were, when you came back, I hear through the grapevine, you know, that you also became the Fleet DJ's New York's state assistant manager.
Yeah, yeah. That was something else that happened at the conference that I was totally unaware of. Shout out to Miss Sarah, Clarity and Focus, and Miss Official, who, when I got to the conference, they told me, "Hey, Willie, we need to speak to you about something, and we want to know when can you come to our room where we stay. I'm here with Miss Official and a few other fleet members." And I'm like, at first I'm like, "Oh man, I hope nothing happened." you
Right.
know what's going on. But I told her, "Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. Just give me a little bit." And then I pull up, and then they both sit me down and say, "We have a proposition and an offer to make you to see if you would like to accept." And I'm like, "Well, what would that be?" "We want you to help run the state of New York for the Fleet DJs Coalition alongside of Miss Official. Be her New York assistant state manager." And I thought about it. I sat back for a second. I said, "All right, cool. I've always wanted to help my state." I'm like, "Yeah, I'd be honored and overwhelmed to. Yeah, let's do it." And then, they start clapping, and I'm over here clapping with them. I come out. My wife is happy for me. And it is another blessing that took place while I was at the Fleet DJs Music Conference this year. So, many opportunities, many flowers and stuff like that were given. And I'm appreciative of them all.
Yeah. Yeah. And on my part for you, definitely rooting for sure for you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
Um,
you.
for the people that are in the audience, I'm also helping Willybangz with a record label company. So we've submitted his projects, to the record label, and I'm just waiting to hear back, which I know probably will take time, but I can see, you being one of those top-notch DJs, Kid Capri and so on, those particular names. So,
Wow.
a lot of times we
That
want
means
to
a lot.
try to assist and help support a person that is really out here doing the work. You know what I'm saying? I see you rolling on social media like crazy. You're putting out track after track, mixtape project after mixtape project. Um, and it kind of lets other DJs know to also be inspired of what you're currently doing, not only for Fleet DJs, but for DJ Willybangz, the brand. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm also wanting to know about the project that you're currently pushing, right? Who helped you in the process with this project, and where do you see this project going?
So the project that I'm still currently pushing at this very moment right now is my debut compilation album. It's called Independent Artillery. It's out right now on all streaming platforms. And I drew inspiration to even create this project through my brother DJ Manny Faces. Manny Faces has put out a few projects, and Independent Artillery was supposed to be a mixtape project. It was going to be a mixtape. I was going to get all the independent artists who I'm associated with to give me their most recent record, and I was going to put it on a mixtape and release it as a mixtape. And then Manny, I told Manny my idea, and then he told me, "Hey man, if you're gonna be pushing out independent artists, why don't you make them tracks? Put together a project, do
Mm.
an album." I said, "Okay, cool. You know what? Let me think about that." And a week later, I decided that that is the way to go for me, because I have a mixtape line already. It's Hip Hop Havoc, Volume 1, Volume 2 and 3. That's the Hip Hop Havoc mixtape series. I also feature independent artists on that. But I didn't have anything on streaming platforms at the time. And I said, this will be that opportunity for me to take what I'm doing one step further. So what he's recommending that I do makes a lot of sense. And so I immediately transformed Independent Artillery, the mixtape series, into my first ever compilation album. And then I scratched everything that I had already worked on. And I started to tap in with producers. I started to tap in with artists. I gave them my vision. And slowly but surely, piece by piece, it took me almost 10 months to put the album together. But I put it together, and then I was able to release it May 19th of 2023. I'm currently pushing 2 new singles off the project, because my goal is to push every track on the project out of the 16 that are on there as singles. This is why I'm so consistent back to back with dropping records, because I feel like every artist on that album is a musical weapon of some sort, from different angles, different areas throughout the world. So, I feel like every track needs its proper promotion and push, so that people can hear every song and every artist and be familiar with everybody that's on the project. And that's what I'm doing. I'm making individual cover art for every single song. I'm pushing every single song as a single. I'm about 10 singles in. I already got the next 5 ready to go. I'm just waiting on whenever I feel like releasing them.
Okay. Now I do have 2 of those singles.
Yes.
The first one is called Foul Play, that I'm gonna play. Give me a little short snippet about Foul Play.
So Foul Play came about through a brother named True Allah, who I came in connection with on the Strong Side Throwdown podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to all my peoples over there, Manny, Head Rush, Will Gamble, and anybody that has anything to do with the Strong Side Throwdown. That's family. And so True Allah was on there. Me and True Allah connected. We spoke, and he introduced me to someone named Phil Blunt. And me and Phil Blunt had a couple short conversations. I told him what my vision was, and he told me that he has something that fits that vision. So, we discussed splits, and we discussed distribution, the way I was going to distribute it. I made sure he was happy with everything. He was happy with everything in the way that it was going to go. It was produced by a producer named Just Dan. And, Foul Play happens to be one of my favorite records on the album. I like them all. I wouldn't put them on if I didn't like them, but Foul Play is definitely a dope track.
That's funny you say that, because when I got the 2 tracks for tonight, I played both of them, and that's why I'm trying to play Foul Play first. I think that's mine too.
Hey,
out of the
right.
2 you sent me, I like the Foul Play first. So let me go ahead and get into that one, because I was like, wow, I kind of like that one first.
Shout out to my brother Phil Blunt. Shout out to Just Dan. I appreciate y'all. Fire track.
All right, let's go.
They callin' foul on the play. It's wild where I stay. Bullets get to flying and police is giving chase. Jack boy starving, got no time to say a grace. That's cause you had the ball and you put it in his face. So he fouled you on the play. Found out where you lay. You not an easy target, so he opt to hit your bay. Aiming for the body, but they shot her in the face. Ain't no use crying, niggas dying every day. Bitches dying every day. COVID masses, open caskets. Oh yeah. Dodging germ with the prophylactics. Oh yeah. Heartburn, can't control the acid. Oh yeah. Puff, puff, you supposed to pass it. Now watch me dominate these niggas. I shot a minute, I threw out that Navy fitted. Pistol in the river, if they want it, they could get it. See no evil, but I hear it. You won't get the drift until you feel it in your spirit. Choppers is chopping, looters is looting, losers is losing. Computers pewing, you gon' do it, then do it. Let me see something. They went from crack dealers to robbing tree pumpers. Cause most them crack dealers, they don't see these numbers. It's wild where I stay. Bullets get to flying and police is giving chase. Jack Boy starving, got no time to say a grace. That's cause you had the ball and you put it in his face. So he fouled you on the play. Found out where you lay. You not an easy target, so he opted to hit your bay. Aiming for the body, but they shot her in the face. Ain't no use crying, niggas dying every day. Bitches dying every way, mothers cried every week. Crack babies having babies, catching fouls every day. Tag you out at the plate, 100 pounds in the safe. Almost at 100,000, I'm 1,000 away. Going hard in the paint, don't you pardon my Frank. You get fouled, we get fouled. You get fouled in the face, it's a foul on the plate. Run the town in the state, I'm at 585, main down in my drink. Got the garlic parmesan wings down on my plate. Then I smoke up on some bomb weed, loud in this thing. Same thing I used to do, but now I'm all in your face. For these crackers change the laws, I done caught me a case. Them niggas foul on the play. It's wild where I stay. Bullets get to flying and police is giving chase. Jack Boy starving, got no time to say a grace. That's cause you had the ball and you put it in his face. So he fouled you on the play.
All right. He must be the captain of the independent artillery.
Shout out to my boy Phil, man. Yeah, he's dope. He's dope.
All right, now we got another one. So what I want you to do is talk about the next track, which you sent me was, let's see.
Should be Matt Cleve.
Believe, yes. We don't believe you.
Right. Matt Cleve. Shout out to Matt Cleve and Kenny Black, who produced that record. Super dope record. It's actually the first. Was that one? I think it was the first record that was submitted for independent artillery. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, that was the very first one. So I met him through a brother named Lyrics. Shout out to my boy Lyrics. Lyrics introduced me to his brother, which is Matt Cleve. And then, of course, with Lyrics' permission, I wanted to go ahead and work with Matt. Lyrics is like, go ahead, crazy. Of course, that's the brother. You the bro. Get busy. So I told him what my vision was. I always explain my vision. This is what I'm working on. I'm working on something called Independent Artillery. It's going to be out on all streaming platforms. It's going to be everywhere. I'm going to promote the hell out of this album, and I want you to be a part of this project. I told him, and he said, I'm with it. What do you need from me? Consider it done. Just like that. No conversation. There was no nothing. He didn't care about no splits, no nothing. He said, I know how you give it up. Just what you need. And I told him what I need, and I told him what lane or direction I wanted the track to kind of go in. And then we spoke with Kenny Black, who produced the record. He seen the vision, and he said, I got something that's perfect for this. They put together a song called We Don't Believe You. When I heard it, I signed right off on that. I said, I don't even want to hear it a second time. It's a goal from the first run. I thank them brothers. They contribute to the project. We discussed splits. I gave them what they needed to get. They were happy. And like I say, as long as every artist that I work with is happy at the end of the day, that's my main goal and concern. And then we got We Don't Believe You, featuring my brother Matt Cleve.
Cleve. Hey, yo, K Black, you killed this one. Okay. Mr. Music Man himself. Okay, look, my God's forgiven. Took me from an awful living behind walls in prison. Put me in the boss position, the boss I'm driven. The times of being cross forbidden. When it comes to breaking bread, that's a boss decision. I'm from a hostile habitat, mob style, travel gat, white wall Cadillacs, trap house, lavish shack. Damn, look what you fuck boys doing. Take a look at the culture, this shit's ruined. From bars to iTuning on gram, what lies cooning? You closet ass nigga, you buy, you guys spooning. There's a void in the industry. Fuck boy chemistry, fuck boy energy, sus with gay tendencies. Look, let's get back to good music. The youth ain't ready, these cats abused it, used it for amusement. What I speak is true shit. Yeah, you generated a bag from Looney Tune hits. This ain't hate, I'm just frustrated. The culture done lost worth, let's upgrade it. Now this the shit we gotta deal with. Watered down real shit, quarter pound pill shit. That's all you got in your archives. When I hear you spit, it's all lies. I couldn't vibe with you small guys. I don't believe you got mob ties.
We don't believe you, we don't believe you, we don't believe you. You need more people. We don't believe you. We don't believe you. We don't believe you. You need more people. We don't believe you. We don't believe you. We don't believe you. You need more people. We don't believe you. We don't believe you. We don't believe you.
I'm with the streets called fire type beast mode, iron mic. Chef when I'm frying white, you niggas vagina like. Look, on the gram, you be the lion type. Talking about you running with goons, but you be buying likes. Nigga, fuck those that I offend. Book close to follow trends, not me, cause I ain't them. Bipolar with the rhymes, nigga, klepto spit. I'm an animal on the mic, nigga, Petco shit. Get your bars up, my nigga, let's get retro fit. I'm pulling these niggas cards like a metro trip. My dress code sick, I'm tired of these retro hits. I'm Jigga Jada and Cam plus Esco mix. When Cleve spit, believe I spit as best as brick. Real niggas back in style, fans, get off my dick. Cleve.
We don't believe you. We don't believe you. We don't believe you. You need more people. We don't believe you. We don't believe you. We don't believe you. You need more people. We don't believe you. We don't believe you. We don't believe you. You need more people. We don't believe you. We don't believe you. We don't believe you.
All the single ladies, all the single ladies.
Okay. Wow. That's two good fire tracks, Willybangz.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Definitely.
Glad you enjoyed them.
Now, is this particular artist that just played, is he from New York too?
He's out in Jersey.
Jersey.
He's
Okay.
from New Jersey, and you can expect to hear more tracks and collaborations with me and that brother. We locked in. That's the homie right there. Shout out to Matt Cleve. He's bar heavy right now. He's bar heavy. He got a lot of things going on. Just dropped the album with lyrics, called The Student and the Teacher 3. So he's outside. Look him up. Follow him. That's what I do. I like to introduce these artists. If you don't know about Matt Cleve and you are watching this some way, somehow, tap in with the brother, Matt Cleve. Lyrics.
Most definitely. Wow, so you definitely got a whole lot of different things going on. DJ Willybangz.
Yes.
I got a couple of more questions for you before we end our interview, but it was definitely a pleasure getting to know who DJ Willybangz is outside of the Fleet DJs. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to talk a little bit about music.
Okay.
So, what genre of music do you really think is missing and that needs to be hyped up more?
Right now,
Mm-hmm.
I miss the days of good R&B. I miss like the real good R&B. I remember in the 90s, R&B was so popular. It was just as popular as hip hop. You had your SWVs, you had your In Vogues, you had your Montel Jordans, you had, all these dope records, these classic, this is how we do it. And, when that record came on, it changed the room, it changed the atmosphere. Everybody was happy. I just feel like real deep-rooted core R&B / hip hop records are missing. You got very few people doing that right now.
You're right about that one, because I love me some R&B, and I'm like kind of like a throwback queen when it comes to my DJ mixes, because I love the 90s. I think that was like a superior era, and of course that particular genre too.
Yeah, it's just not the way it used to be to me. Like R&B, you were playing hip hop, then you would go into some R&B, you play a little more hip hop, you hit your reggae tunes. Out here in New York, I'm speaking from a New York perspective of music. When you go to the club or you go to any lounge or anywhere where there's an atmosphere musically and there's a DJ rocking, you had these different genres and stuff like that. Dancehall music is another one. So dancehall is still out here. We got a lot of new Caribbean sound. Like we got Amapiano, we got Afro beats, we got these different things. But like I remember dancehall from the 90s. We talking Bounty Killer, we talking Beanie Man, we talking Man, Red Rat. We're talking Spraga Benz. You know, I remember reggae like that, that dance hall where it was rhythm at the rhythm at the rhythm. You know, people would take one rhythm and just every dope reggae artist would get on it and create their version of it. And I've really missed that too. So, you know, R&B, and I do miss the dance hall scene in the 90s or throughout the 90s, early 2000s.
Wow, that's interesting you say that because it's definitely the course of the music now. Even with me being a DJ, you know, I've learned some different genres that I've never listened to. You know, like the Southern Soul or the New Orleans bounce type of music. You know, all that Southern music. I never listened to it because I'm also from New York, and I'm so used to house music, R&B, hip hop, and when I started hearing all these other genres of music, I'm like, damn, it's a lot of music out here, a lot of different artists. So, I mean, you being a mixtape DJ, that's also. Have you thought about doing an international mixtape project? Have you thought about that?
Absolutely. I've been thinking and brainstorming on a lot of different mixtape projects. I'm actually working on some new hip hop mixtape series. So right now I have the Hip Hop Havoc. I want something in the universal lane like you're speaking of.
Hmm.
So you know, I'm just doing the blueprint on how I'm gonna approach that. That is not my initial next mixtape move, but it's definitely a mixtape move that I'd like to do down the line. So
Hmm.
you know, the next mixtape move I'm gonna do is something that's gonna be easy to listen to in your car. You know, when you're on your way on a nice little road trip, you got an hour to kill and you want a nice mix. I'm working on a mixtape series for that. It's gonna be called This Is Something for the Radio. It's gonna be more so radio friendly music, a lot of the hits, stuff that I do like on the Back to the Future radio show, similar to that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know, right, stuff
I know
similar
about
to
that. I
that.
know about that Back to the Future mix show. It'd
Yeah,
be so on fire. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's good.
I'm
Um,
working on that next.
so let me ask you my last and final question. Um, you know, a lot of us um DJs would like to open up and perform big. Right? And I mean, we talking big. We're not talking mediocre in New York City. We talking outside of New York City. Where is one place that you would like to be anywhere and be that DJ for that night?
So um I was my reception was kind of lagging. Would you repeat the very tail end of that?
Where would you want you as a DJ to perform,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Anywhere, where would that one special particular place be, whether it be in the United States or whether it be internationally?
Wow, that is a very, very good question. I've almost never really thought of an answer for that question, but we on here, we on the spot right now. So I'm gonna say it would be most memorable for me to gain the love of a place that is very, very well groomed in the hip hop culture overseas to accept me, for me to go overseas somewhere, say in the UK or you know, maybe even like a Germany. They well versed, believe it or not, in hip hop. France, somewhere like that, for me to be able to travel.
I was gonna say Paris,
Yeah,
France.
yeah, yeah. Even Paris, anywhere overseas in a foreign country that would embrace, accept me, and even for them to know me, and for me to be able to come out there and get on a big stage in front of say 10,000 or more people, that probably will be the height of my career to know that I made it that far. That will let me know that I can potentially go down as one of the, one of the iconic DJs of this time. Because to make it to a level like that where you can fly all the way out there and people know you, people are cheering you on, people loving what you're doing on the set, everybody's going crazy and they're cheering for you, that right there, I don't think nothing can match that as far as to perform somewhere and make it a memorable, notable performance. That's the top of the top tier to me.
So then I would suggest that you put in a bid to do the Paris Fashion Week next year. That's what I would put in for. That bid.
I'm down. I'm down.
Because that fashion week, that's huge over there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Somebody has
I've
to
heard.
play the music, right?
Right.
Somebody has to play the music. So I would focus on, if you're looking at somewhere like that, put some bids in to these places overseas, or push your brand into finding out how you can be submitted for those huge iconic shows like that, because there's DJs that play the music over there, you
You're
know.
absolutely right. And let me tell you, that is a great recommendation. I think that I'm going to take you up on that. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. The only way to get there is to put the footwork in, to hustle and to move toward any goal that you have set for yourself. My goal right now is to make it to some mainstream and big stages, big platform stages. I don't care if he's even here in the United States. As long as I get in front of a crowd that's 10,000, 15, 20,000 or more that's out
Right,
there in that crowd and I'm rocking the show,
right.
that's my goal right now. That's my goal, to hear an arena or a stadium full of people singing along or rapping along to whatever music that I am playing, and I'm behind the set and my name is on these big lights or whatever, or teleprompters that they got going on in the arena or stadium. That's my goal right now. I want to hit some big stages.
And my last recommendation for you, Willie Banks, here's my last recommendation. Let's check into that. But I don't know if you've been on there before, but I'm just trying to see. You from New York originally, right?
Right.
You
Yes.
from the Bronx or Brooklyn?
I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay. So you're born and raised in Brooklyn. Um,
Brooklyn.
so then we need to get like a digital billboard with that mixtape project out in Manhattan. What you think? I'm just
Mhm.
putting it in the air.
And let me just tell you, it's funny because and let me tell you something else, hosting. I'm gonna tell you now. Because I have the leads to something like that. I could get that done. I already have all the information I need to make that happen. So, I just gotta make a few phone calls, and I could definitely get in the middle of Times Square somewhere.
And I would do it almost during the times of New York Fashion Week. Think about these fashion weeks, these thousands and thousands of people coming into town to see these big glamorous shows, and boom, your billboard project right there in Manhattan.
Yeah. And let me tell you something, that's another big accomplishment as well. Just to be, I mean, everybody wants to make it to Times Square some way, shape, or form. People come from all over the world to land in Times Square just to be able to walk around and say that they did that. So, being from New York, for me, it is not as serious as the people that want to come here, but to have a billboard in Times Square, would make me feel just like really, really good. Like I've like my work has been is to the point where is acknowledged. That's flowers to me. That's like wow. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? You're in the middle of Times Square. Look at you up there.
right, right.
Those monitors are huge. That's a big accomplishment and an achievement. That's an accolade in itself for me.
Yeah, I would definitely look into that for sure. One of my friends, she's a model. She was featured in a digital billboard during Fashion Week last year. And I myself back in 2021 was featured on the back cover of a magazine in the stands in Manhattan. So things
Mm.
like that can help push you and grow to the highest level. So
You're
Those are
right.
just
You're
my
absolutely right.
recommendations for you, for sure.
And
Um,
those recommendations, I definitely am going to take them under consideration. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you pointing me in that direction, because those are things that I certainly should do.
yes, most definitely. Well, you know what, DJ Willie Bangs, I've had a great time talking to you tonight. I got to learn a little bit more about your
Thank you.
mixtape projects, because I always see that cover. I see another cover, then I see another cover. I was like, damn, he got another project after another project after another project. You are to me an inspiration. I'm not no scratching DJ. I love the way you do DJ. I've listened to your mix shows. I've listened to the mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? I can learn a lot from you. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be in that business no 29 years, but it's a lot of things that I take heed to when I see other DJs that are doing good for themselves. Their brand is powerful, their message is powerful, and you display that type of DJ for me and me to look up to. So kudos to you for sure.
Oh man, thank you so much. All those words mean a lot to me. It's a blessing. Sometimes I get sometimes speechless when I hear things like that with the work that I'm doing and how it could influence or inspire somebody else. I don't even know how to come back off just people giving me flowers, because to me, I just do this. I love to do this, and I do it from the heart. I do it because I love the culture. So when I hear that is that excuse me, when I hear that is actually uh influence and inspiring to somebody, I'm just overwhelmed. I get speechless. So I'm just glad that I'm able to inspire somebody with the work ethic that I put in to this culture that I love so much.
Yeah, most definitely. So, as we end this call on a great note, let the people that are on this call, let them know how to find you. What's your next project, or for them to look at the project that you're currently working, and to also help and support and pass that project along to all of their friends and family.
Right. So for those that see this or view this, wherever you see this interview at, you can follow me on mostly all social media platforms at DJ underscore Willie Bangs. Excuse me, at DJ underscore Willie Bangs. Upcoming projects. I have two big ones that I'm working on. I'm going to tell you a little bit about one of them really briefly. I have a new mixtape project that's already finalized. I'm working on marketing and distribution for it with somewhat of I would say he's in the mainstream artist lane. He goes by the name of Prayer. I'm just gonna say that. Me and Prayer have something special, very special, coming very, very soon. So look out for something called the Ghetto Scriptures.
The Ghetto Scriptures. Okay.
Yes, that's coming really soon. You know, um, I have another project that I won't get too much into talking about just yet, but I'm putting the finishing touches on that one as well. And that one I can't really talk about too much because this is a big collaboration. I'm just gonna say this. I don't think it's ever been done to the degree in which it's gonna be done
Hmm.
in the fleet within the fleet DJs, a collaboration like this.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it right there.
Okay.
Won't
I,
talk about
I,
that.
I hear you. I definitely hear you for
But
sure.
but it's coming soon, very soon.
Okay. Okay. All right. If we can get Jay back up on let me see. All right, Jay, before I close the call out tonight.
Willie, man, we definitely appreciate you taking the time out, man, to be a part of Straight Official Sit Downs, man. We appreciate all the hard work that you're doing for the culture and for your brand, man. Like I said, we just got done pinning your Fleet File feature for Straight Official, man. It's doing crazy numbers right now, man. It really gives people a more in-depth look into you, you know what I'm saying, as a DJ. Um, I really just have like just one quick question to kind of wrap it up. I know we about to wrap it up here, but kind of going back to the Fleet Files feature. In regards to, all the DJs tend to have a story on how they came up with their stage names, with their monikers, man. So just quickly, man, if you can kind of just really talk about how you came up with the name Willie Bangs, man, and how it's resonated for you as a DJ.
So Willybangz pretty much is just me taking pride in everything I do, trying to be the best that I could be at everything that I do, feeling like I rock at everything I do. When it came down to something like when I was very young, drawing, I drew to the best of my ability until I felt like I mastered it. You know what I'm saying? When it came down to playing ball in the park, basketball in the park, I stood out there on them courts all night long as I could stay before my mom start yelling at me to come home. I was out there shooting hoops, trying to make these baskets and working on my dribble to be great at it. So, I feel like, when I'm on the court, Willie rocks. You know what I'm saying? When I'm drawing, Willie rocks. When I'm in a party, Willie Rock, I just kind of switched the words. Instead of Willie Rock, DJ Willie Rocks, it didn't sound too good. So I said, you know what? DJ Willie Bangs. Willie Bangs. Everything he do, he bangs. Bangs is like a substitute for the word rocks. Instead of saying he rocks, he bangs. I just added the DJ in front, DJ Willie Bangs. Pretty much.
Man, again, man, and that you have been doing, man. Like I said, we got the chance to link up in Orlando for the first time for the Fleet Conference, man, and just to be around you, know what I'm saying, hearing your music and just to, doing your Fleet Found and getting to know you better, you know what I'm saying, as a DJ and as a person, man. I feel like you're a very strong attribute to this coalition, man. So by all means, like I tell all the Fleet DJs, man, do not let your foot off the gas. You hear me? Keep going. Keep going
Right.
and keep pushing, man, and keep on, you know what I'm saying, breaking through every glass ceiling that's above you, man. You got this, man. No doubt.
Man, I appreciate you, man. And I just like to say, just give a big, super big thank you to Straight Official Magazine. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to do the Fleet Files feature. That Fleet File feature is dope. I recommend it to anybody that's in the fleet. Get with J Mill, and get this Fleet File done because it's definitely dope to have. It's a link that you can keep and it rides out with you forever. You can send it to anyone. It's almost like a bio, a short exclusive bio of you and everything that you've accomplished. So thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, Miss Pink Diamond, for this amazing interview. I can't tell you how much it means to me to be able to tell a little piece of my story to the people. And thank you to everybody on this call who tuned in. I appreciate you all for this opportunity.
All right. Well, we thank you, Willybangz, again for coming to Straight Official Magazine to have a sit down with DJ Pink Diamond and J Mill. So hopefully next time when we see you, maybe we can set up some type of let's listen to this mixtape project, all the tracks, sort of like a digital listening session. But
Down
keep
for
up the
that.
great work. Keep pushing hard, and for sure I got your back. If you need any marketing, whatever you need, I got your back. You know what I'm
Well, I
saying?
thank you so much for that. Thank you for all of your support. And I thank everyone on this call for all your support as well, because y'all ain't have to be on this call, but y'all on this call. So that means the world to me right there alone. I'm a simple dude. You ain't got to do a whole bunch for me to know that you really rock with me. This is enough to know that everybody on this call is heavy and they rock with me and they support me in some way, shape, or form. I appreciate you all. Thank you for everything you do, Miss Pink Diamond. And thank you, my brother J Mill.
All right. All right. On that note, to everybody that's on this call, we're getting ready to head on out because Willybangz and we got some stuff we got to go work on. Jay Mills got to get working on his magazine. And I guess you guys got to go cook some dinner and whatever you got to do. But we got to go for now. Until the next sit down with Straight Official Magazine.